1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2. My apology, man. Man, I got to get these algos right, man. I've been busy, man. Let me give y'all some updates real quick. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Can you hear me? I ain't even gonna hide my face, man. Check 1 2. Can you hear me? I'm tired, man. I'm trying to tell you, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. Can you hear me? Check 1 2. Where y'all at? Help with the algorithm. Help me out. I don't even drink kombucha like I used to no more, man. I'm tired. Listen, family. Make sure y'all hear me up in here. Are we good? How do I sound? Do I sound all right? Give y'all some updates, man. That's right. Yeah, man, this going to be a heavy one tonight, man. There ain't going to be a lot of fun and games. It's going to be a heavy one here tonight. Family, listen. I've been traveling, promoting the Moorish Science Temple of America and trying to help build this movement, you know what I mean? The Moorish American movement. And, man, when I got back, Starlight, how you doing? When I got back, I checked my email, and those who emailed me, I ain't got many email friends, but Starlight emailed me. I ain't get back to it yet because I checked my email and freaky attorneys then filed another thing that delayed, man. I don't know, man. I'm trying to keep up with it. I hope he watching. I hope he watching. Yeah. I was this man didn't had his attorney filed something, man, that got the case delayed, man. They bad with it, man. So it's just a little bit delay, and I gotta file these motions. So Amari, thank you for the $10, man. Thank you, appreciate it. Seriously, man, I gotta file these motions, man, to keep up. I think it's trying to break me, man. My money funny, my change strange. I think it's trying to break me, Amari. It's trying to break me. You know what I mean? But I'm a hard nut to crack. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to break me, man. Yeah, man. They're filing all this paperwork all the way up to the deadline, man. But I ain't gonna stop. No, I ain't gonna stop. I gotta go. I don't care if I gotta sell my car. I put the house on the market. We're gonna fight this demonstration all the way to the end. Thank you for all your support, family, who've been supporting so far. But I don't care what I gotta do. That means we're gonna fight this thing all the way to the end. All the setbacks, all the emotions. Time is running out. But hey, they trying everything they can to make me put coins that I ain't got there, but hey, it is what it is. So family, anyway, but tonight on this very here stage, family, I want to get serious with y'all for a moment, family. I want to get serious for y'all. Yeah, man. When I first made a comment about this FBA thing almost 2 years ago, or over 2 years ago, what's up, Ephraim? Over 2 years ago, I was really sincere about the ideal of from African American, Afro American to Black American, FBA, even Hebrew, Moorish, and whatever we choose to call ourselves. I was seriously interested in the conversation. I wasn't one who wanted to antagonize Tariq, Nasheed, or any FBA until I found out that they were so triggered about someone questioning the ideal of FBA. It turned into a show. It turned into a series. And I always knew if one would go to the limit that Tariq Nasheed went to slander me and to damage my reputation, my name, and all of that, it must be something deeper than just the name that someone going by in this day and time. Got to be something deeper. Why would one go to that extreme? You know what I'm saying? Press 7 if you understand what I'm saying. Why would one go to that extreme to, angry, swinging on people, calling them sex offenders? Why would one go to that extreme over internet commentary? You understand what I'm saying? Thank you, Crypto. And so I am of the thought that foundational Black American as an ideal is literally some sort of operation. Now, when I say government operation, I'm not necessarily saying the United States government. It could be a foreign government. I don't know. But it reeks of government operation. Why do I say that? We're in a time in history where countries associated with Africa or even in the African homeland, they're coming together. Like, first it was Gaddafi who wanted to get the currency into the hands of Africans. And we know what happened right there. So, anyway, family, let's go. Yeah. Yeah. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. A couple weak frosted crept through. No music. Hold up. We ain't got no music. Hold up. You tripping.
You can't get dropped in a pit of snakes.
Certified boogeyman.
And try.
Certified boogeyman.
How about that?
Certified boogeyman.
Crypto, I'm tripping, man. I'm tired.
Certified boogeyman.
How about now?
We're gonna speak the truth, regardless of whether you like that truth or not. We're in the 21st century. How people are poor, hungry, ragged, naked, and out of doors. People are being murdered on a daily and consistent basis.
It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. A couple weak frogs that crept through. They put the bean on me. Yes, they did. Neglect you. Time's up. Allow me to bless you. They yell reparation and they got your attention. I fell. What up, Robin? Claim he was pimping, but you don't know he was a fed since 9-0. Cosmo Flex was a front for 5-0.
You can't get dropped in a pit of snakes.
Certified boogeyman.
And trying to figure out which one has the venom sac.
Certified
This
boogeyman.
tongue. This one is not
Certified
poison.
boogeyman.
FBA was laughing when he went to the Romans. I guess they don't understand that's who own them. Lying on GS, claiming
What
I
up, you
stalked
big
them.
dog?
That ain't true, cause if it was, I'd have chalked them. I'm simply a blogger, researching for the family. Cause people look like me, continue to scam me. Continue to scam us in the name of liberation. But when I call them out, they claim that I'm hating.
Certified boogeyman. Certified boogeyman.
Yeah.
Certified boogeyman.
Check it out.
Certified boogeyman.
I'm back like I left something, and you kept front. Sick the Romans on me, but they ain't really stopped nothing. How you say you slap a man and go get a peace order? Something ain't added up. I'm swimming in the deep water. Time to take a deep dive, see who you really are. Who named you Tariq? Nasheed affiliated with the guns? Nah, you ain't a Sunni or the nation, but ain't nobody question why you perpetrate. See, early in the 90s, they put you on a mission. Hip hop was conscious, you came with something different. Goofy clown rap to take it off track, but you was so whack, nobody followed the act. So they made another character, turned you to a thug.
For
From
sure.
Cosmo to K-Fact, but still got no love. Album went wood, it was trash, no good. You was hip-hop police, still snitching on the hood. How you make a documentary about hip-hop and not include yourself in all your albums that flop. Yeah, you got some dark secrets, I'm here to expose them. I got it. Stop it so everybody knows them. He's back. Listen, family. Before we get started, family, I want everybody to really pay close attention to this. I know we have fun on this platform a lot, but I think this is one of the important shows because I just really started digging into this story. I've been skimming over this story of Ibrahim for a little while, but I really just started digging into this story, and a lot of things seems to make sense. And it's kind of like a brother asked me on Facebook, what do Tariq Nasheed have to do with Ibrahim Traoré? And quite frankly, pretty much nothing per se. However, when you have a movement in America amongst those who would consider themselves descendants of Africa at one time, even using the term African American at one time, and still do use the commonly term African American. When you have a group that would say that Africans are uncivilized, or Africans, they just want to come to America and take that which is ours, or Africans and us, we're different, and all of these things to set forth some type of divisive notion in the hearts and minds of people, it makes me wonder, why would one build a following predicated upon that? Now, I get the white supremacy thing. I get that. You know what I mean? The sensationalism of white supremacy. I get that. You know, that's low-hanging fruit. But when you have a person that would switch from hidden colors and making African connections to now Africans is the demons, or Africans is it makes you wonder what's going on. And so this demonstration tonight, we're going to be talking about the FBA Psyop operation. Family, if you don't know what that is an operation that is set forth to manipulate the public and coerce them into an ideal for a response that can be, how do I want to say it? A response that can be determined. A predetermined response. We're going to get into it. Yeah! Welcome again to Moorish World TV. I'm your host. I'll be that more you gon' remember. Let's go. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I'll be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I'll be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's right. I'll be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. If you a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those that speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off trucks, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. The same people talk European how to bathe, and looking at women buying European hair. No love for self, but do the men really care? Hell no, cause they got a love for Europe. Whole generation chasing pills, weed and syrup. Yeah, they love Lil Yachty. I guess they say it's all black when it's under the cover. Now Schaefer, I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. All you super scholars holler. This era for the workers. You ain't building on the ground, then you worse than a twerker. You look and sound good, but that's only on the surface. Probably working for them people. Now tell me what's your purpose. Ain't worried about your homie, but know that I know every mo that rock a fast. He ain't my bro. Yeah, you know I ain't slow. I seen it all before. How they try to kill the prophet, it was all for dough. And some got it right now. Don't say that I'm not down. I'm coming for my vast estate. I want my town, my sheriff, my stores, my school, my nation. Sick and tired of the procrastination and debate. Y'all keep hating when love is the savior. You don't love yourself, so you can't love your neighbor. That's why you kill and fight and marry out of your race. If you ain't for Moorish World, then get out of my face. Cause Chinese love China, Italians love Italy. If you used to love the Moorish World, come on and build it with me. Let's go. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's right. Bobo. I be that more you gon' remember. What up, Bobo? To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. We got Bobo in the building. Oh yeah. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. Be more. I be that more you gon' remember. That town. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. LA. I be that more you gon' remember. New York. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. Peace and love, family. Let's get to it, family. Have you noticed? I don't know if you notice, if y'all watch Tariq Nasheed. I do. I keep an eye on him. And if you do, you would notice that he has been promoting the movie Sinners. Anybody notice he been smoking on Sinners? The movie Sinners, he's been promoting the movie because they mentioned FBA in the movie. Now listen, family, most FBAs think that's an accomplishment. Do they forget that Tariq Nasheed is connected in with Hollywood? Do they forget that Hollywood is controlled by the CIA? And in all intents and purposes, the FBI? Do people forget that? Do people forget that Walt Disney was an officer within the Bureau of Investigation? Do anybody forget that? Do anybody forget that the propaganda in the United States is pushed through Hollywood? Do anybody forget that the Black Panthers cartoon or comic book series made people forget about the real Black Panthers? Did anybody forget that people started living a cartoon character? You don't remember? They was playing dress up. Remember Grandmaster Jay was playing dress up like a Black Panther? Huh? Do we forget? Did we forget? Do we forget that Hollywood plays a role in the dissemination of information? Somebody say, at this point, your video's not stopping his moves. At this point, we're gonna stop your move. Get off the channel. Bye. Go make another. Go make another account. Just block Rico Dukes. Gotta go. Do anybody know? Do anybody know that Hollywood plays a role? Press 7 if you understand that Hollywood plays a role in shaping the minds of the public. Anybody know that? Now, so when you hear Sinners written in a script and FBA be like, listen, for goodness sake, the man did a video with Michael Moore. For goodness sake. The man has been on Conan, on VH1. For goodness sake, come on now. Come on now. The man has had shows for game, trying to set up people to teach them how to talk game. The man was in rap videos back in the late 90s. Come on now. Do people know that Kunta Kinte is not a real story? Anybody know that? Anybody know that? That Alex Haley Roots is not a real story? Anybody know that? But it shapes the mind. Do you know that every year that they play the Christmas stories for a reason? That they play the story of the European Moses for a reason? The Ten Commandments for a reason? Anybody know that? So just because you hear sinners in a movie, that don't mean no progress. They already have a hand in it. Listen, we fall for the okie doke every time. We fall for the okie doke every single time. Every single time, man. I mean, Starlight said she didn't know that about Roots. Yeah, Roots wasn't real. It was made up. It was made up. Starlight, it was made up. It was propaganda. It was all made up. Toby. And all of them slave movies was a way to show the low side of dehumanizing somebody, the lowest vibration of dehumanizing somebody, and remind people, you know what I mean? And remind people that you are a slave. This is Hollywood. This is Hollywood. And every once in a while, and look, and they put a cartoon out there, a comic book about Black Panthers. People started really everybody. So don't get caught up because somebody said Sinners was in the movie. Listen. You know that it's promo. Look at how many times this guy talks about this movie. Anytime you see somebody from Hollywood like Tariq Nasheed talks about a movie as much as he do this movie and any other movie, it's a promo run. It's a promo run. Chief Dusty Wolf reviews Sinners. Why is Sinners dominating? Why not Latinos in Sinners? Sinners director mentioned FBA. It's a promo run. Come on now. What I'm trying to tell you, we're talking about this Psyop movement, right? That's what we're talking about. Family, I want you to sit with me for the next 30, 45 minutes. And if you got to come back tomorrow, check it out. Because listen, this is a critical thinking platform. This is a psychological movement that's going on. And when I get to the middle of this presentation, then you may have a better understanding why. Many people would say, why you put so much energy into what FBA is doing? Family, I think it's a unique story. I think it's a developing story. I think it's one of those things that is revealing itself, and I am going to continue to follow the developments of this expose, until it collapses or whatever happens. I'm going to continue to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, social media is an amazing tool. This is the first time in real time that we can watch manipulation, infiltration, and psyop happen. Remember before social media, you had to wait till after everything played out in order to say, they infiltrated Martin Luther King. They infiltrated the Panthers. This was the op. This was the infiltrator. This was the undercover. Remember that? Press 7 if y'all remember that. You had to wait till it was all said and done. Nah. Today, we have social media and we have a documented digital footprint. I mean, we have a documented physical footprint and we can follow it and we can document it as they document it. So if people don't like me talking about it, listen, there's a million other channels. Please go check them out. Please go check them out. Because right here, this is a developing story. I'm going to stay on top of it. We're going to ride it all the way out. We're going to ride it all the way out. Now, again, don't get caught up in this stuff. I'm even of the thought that Fat Joe, I changed my opinion on Fat Joe. I think Fat Joe was in on trying to push the FBA brand now. I think Fat Joe could possibly been controlled to push to push the brand. I really do. Because everything that FBA tried, it failed. The biggest momentum it got in recent time was Fat Joe. And Fat Joe said, I don't want to mention their name. I'm now of the thought that it was because Fat Joe taking that check. Listen, Fat Joe taking that check. And I can go, and I've done some research about Fat Joe where now I done changed my opinion. I think Fat Joe is controlled opposition. That was the biggest publicity for FBA since its inception. So, but I'm going to leave Fat Joe alone for a second. I'm going to leave him fat. And notice he said it and never had a discussion about it since. So that's an indication he never came back and he never rode the wave that was created and tried to ride the conversation. He said it and then moved on from it. He didn't care about how many people that were saying that he had something against quote unquote black people, which I know he don't. And I know what he was saying too. And when you really listen to what he was saying, you know, he's pretty much covers himself when you really listen closely, because he didn't say nothing that was extremely wrong. But just saying that FBA gave the spotlight to FBA. So I'm believing that Fat Joe was in on it too at this point. I could be wrong. This is my opinion. I could be wrong. But that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? Because it's quite odd that he would jump out the window like that. And that's the biggest attention that they have gotten. Even bigger than this mentioned in the movie. I mean, now, let's go. When we look at PSYOP programs, right, the first thing we got to pay attention to is posts like this. Yvette Cornell. Apparently, it's perfectly fine for a savage African tribe to sell our ancestors into slavery, but not okay for Europeans to buy our ancestors from them. What kind of moral compass is this? Listen to this. What type of illogical concept do this person have? What type of illogical concept do this person have? Now, for a layperson, this sounds good. This sounds good. But the stereotypical branding of savage Africans, it says a lot. It says a lot. In 2025, and that was 2022, people still believe that all of Africa was savages like Tarzan movie? Huh? Like you really talking about savage? What? It can't be just like it's perfectly fine for Africans to sell ancestors into slavery. She got to say savage African tribes. Do you see what I'm talking about? This is how they play the psychological game, because the people that follow them will say, yeah, these are savage Africans, and these people are descendants from these same civilizers of humanity. But this is how it's played. social media now plays a role. Social media now plays a role in shaping the minds of weak-minded people. Like in 2022, you would say savage African tribe? Come on, man. This is supposed to be an educated sister. Nobody knows who she is, for real. Where is her community? Where is Yvette Cornell community to be a community activist? Anybody know? Can somebody type in there where's her community? Anybody ever seen her community? Anybody ever seen her at the community function? Anybody seen her? Anybody seen her neighbors? Anybody seen her on a bike ride with her neighbors? Anybody, where's her community? All of these community activists don't have no community. Anybody ever notice that? All of the community activists on the internet don't have a community. Anybody ever notice that? Or is it me? I'm tripping. There was a video I came across the other day. The video I came across the other day. Somebody sent it to me, right? Somebody sent it to me. Where Tariq Nasheed was talking about should FBA relocate to one state. And Tariq Nasheed was talking about, we don't have to relocate anywhere because the internet has allowed us to finance and support in the internet. And he has allowed us to finance and support in the internet. I support Marcus down there running for Congress. You know what I'm saying? Now listen, family. This is the goofiest, logical, illogical rationale that I've ever heard in my life. When people are asking, should they relocate, they're talking about putting numbers in a place where they can control the political power. It's not relocating just to relocate to be around FBAs, African American, or whatever you choose to call yourself. It's about controlling the political landscape with numbers in the vote, a voting block. But here we go. Oh, no, we don't need to look. We can support from afar. Man, that man ain't leaving that gated community. That man don't want to live with you. And again, I ask, where is his community? Y'all know where his community is? You know where his community? His community is not with you. So no, FBA should not relocate. No, because he ain't going nowhere. He ain't living with you. All of this time about this community activism, you ain't seen that man community nowhere. Nowhere. You ain't seen this community. You ain't seen Yvette Cornell community, Cornell community. You ain't seen none of these people community. None of them. All these people out here talking this empowerment, talking about all of this stuff, you ain't seen none of them community. That's what makes it fraudulent. Go on my Facebook page. You're going to see my community all the time. All the time. Go on my Facebook page. You're going to see my community all the time. Tahaka Bouquet Bay Facebook page. Go on there. Go on my IG page. You're going to see my community all the time. That's right. Bar none. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I should show, no, I ain't got the pictures up now, but I'll show you another time. But anybody on Facebook, no. You see my community all the time. All the time. These people don't got no community. How do they speak for people when they don't even have the bare minimum of what's a grassroots thing is? A grassroots organization. When they only have the bare minimum, family. How can one speak against Africans, right? When just, what was that, 2011, 2012? I think it was, what was it, 2010? That they were selling a DVD called Hidden Colors, Part 1, The Untold History of African Descent. Huh? So this is how we know that they put something, that battery been in somebody back for a minute. For a minute. Now, watch the shift. Watch the shift. Why is African American problematic? Here's the shift. This is the new thing now. But you probably like, hold up, what that got to do with Psyop? What that got to do with Psyop, Grand Sheik? I mean, what that got to do with Psyop, Grand Sheik? Family. I'll get to that in a minute. Look at this. Tariq Nasheed, this is from the Texas Mail. Tariq Nasheed faces criticism for promoting African diaspora violence in the black community for reparations. You hear this? What is that all about? What is that all about? Listen to this. I'm going to get to my point in a minute. 2020. There is no black and brown coalition. There is no Pan-African coalition. Family. Who is Tariq Nasheed to say there is no Pan-African coalition? Do anybody know what Pan-Africanism is? Pan-Africanism is not limited to people in the United States who identify themselves with African descent. And that Pan-Africanism in a nutshell. That is not Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism not only exists by those who identify genetically, some people culturally, some people spiritually with Africa, but it's also in Africa. And Traoré is demonstrating Pan-Africanism to the fullest of the degree. Ibrahim Traoré is actually, so when someone say Pan-Africanism is dead, where? Where? Because Traoré is demonstrating it. He said they are one-sided ideology. Foundational Black Americans have propped up so that other groups can benefit. Where? Where do other people benefit from what he call FBA? This is all propaganda. Hey, family, can somebody for real? That we're talking about Tariq Nasheed and FBA tonight. Can somebody show me where a group benefited from a group specifically, not generally, specifically from FBA? FBA just been around for a couple years. Show me a group that benefited from them. It's all propaganda. Superimposing an internet tag on the whole population of descendants of Africa. And people buying it. And people buying it. Some of Tariq followers are saying Traoré is nobody. You see, that is the psyop. That is the psyop, Wild Bravado. That is the psyop. To teach the American quote unquote black, African American, whatever they choose to call themselves to this day, whatever label we go by to this day, don't hold it, don't charge it to my heart. We call ourselves many things, but whatever the case may be, that is the psyop. The psyop is to get the population in America to see Africa as savages, to see Africa as not like them, to see the disconnect, to feel the disconnect. So when the strike happens, you docile, dumb down, and act like it has nothing to do with you. It's nothing to do with you. When in fact, this is imperialism at its finest to try to take Ibrahim Traoré down. At its finest. This is colonization 5.0. They accuse the man of stealing his own gold. They accuse him of stealing his own gold. What do another country have to do with a president utilizing their resources in the way that they see fit? Did y'all hear what I just said? And so over here, they'll talk about, man, it's FBA, it's FBA, it's FBA. It's FBA. Man, them dirty Africans, them funky Africans, they ain't do nothing for us. That's propaganda. And now you pay no attention to this. Now you pay no attention to this. But this is a universal way of keeping European power structure in control. This is the way. Somebody said, what African tribe did y'all parents tell you from? Do you want to interview with me? What African tribe you come from? What tribe you come from? What American tribe you come from? You tell me what American tribe you come from, I tell you what African tribe I come from. Come over here with that. You want me to turn the phone on? Now let them get smart. Let them get HGF77. Show me what tribe you come from here in America. Come on. Everybody that come on these comment sections on Facebook dealing with Moorish, on social media here, they never want to face me. Oh, they love to text with, they love the thumb thug. They love it. They thumb thug real quick. They thumb thug real quick. But they would never face me. Look, here, Cherokee Shawnee. Do you know Cherokee is not the original name of a Cherokee? That's a European adaptation too. But you a Cherokee though. That's a European adaptation. Here we go. You're a Cherokee, huh? You're a Cherokee, huh? You know that's a European adaptation. That ain't the original name of the people, right? But now you're Cherokee and Shawnee. Yeah. Sean, go to bed. Grown folk talking here. All right? Now, you Aniyawa. Shawnee, go to bed, please. We busy over here. Get out of here. I ain't got time to play with you. We busy over here. This is an important show tonight. Get out of here. Go make another fake account. So anyway, with that being said, oh yeah, we heating up tonight. With that being said, listen to this. These are the things, this is the type of propaganda that is instituted in the minds of people. I mean, why are you still comfortably in this bloodbath settler state instead of one of these mythological Pan-African paradise lands that free of settlers' blood stain? You see this? You see this? Listen, I want you to listen closely to this propaganda. Why are you still living comfortably in this blood-bathed settler state instead of one of the mythological Pan-African paradise lands that are free of settlers' blood stains? Now here is the propaganda. Pan-African or Pan-Africanism is a movement predicated upon restoring that which was lost from colonization and slavery. There is no mythological Pan-African paradise, even though I know this guy is being facetious. But this is the epitome of propaganda to turn you against, ultimately, your own people. Let me show you this. Psychological operation. This is how I work on the military front, right? On the military front, family, pay close attention to this. On the military front, right? On the military front, a PSYOP soldiers, listen to this, fam. These people are trained in this. They are trained in this. PSYOP soldiers are assessed and selected for their intellect, critical and analytical thinking skills, adaptability, and mental resilience. Listen, Tariq is being sued right now for almost $2 million, but he loses every time we go up to bat before a judge. But you know what? He's very resilient. He comes back and do his show like ain't nothing happening. Like ain't nothing happening. He's about to lose it all. But he come on his show like ain't nothing happening. Stressed out. These are the type of people that are chosen for these type of jobs. Adaptability. 1 minute I'm a pimp, 1 minute I'm a rapper, 1 minute I'm an R&B singer, the next I'm a Mac, the next I'm Black Power, Pan-Africanism, the next I'm FBA. Oh, ADOS. Adaptability. Family, remember the adaptability. Cosmo Flex, K-Flex, Mac, rapper, R&B, relationship expert, Black Power, Pan-Africanism, Pan-Africanist, FBA. Adaptability. Wherever the mission is, he will adapt to it. Wherever the mission is, he will adapt to it. Anybody notice that? Nobody noticed the adaptability? How is it you got something called radio and you ain't never been on the radio? Somebody said Tariq got more gimmicks than a pro wrestler. His podcast is called Tariq Radio. Ain't never been on the radio. He ain't on the radio. BB Queen, he's a pastor too. Everything is crazy. He's a Mojura pastor. He a religious pastor. He really is. I'm telling you, pay attention to this stuff. Psychological operations. They analyze operational environments, physical targets, and target audiences. Listen to what it says again. They analyze operational environments, physical targets, and target audiences. Advise on psychological effects, plan influence options, develop actions and messages targeting psychological vulnerabilities, deliver optimally timed action and messages, and assess influence effectiveness, operating in small autonomous teams. Department of Defense deception activities, build partner influence capacity, and when called upon by President, provide civil authority information support. Now, that is for the military. That is for the military. Now, let's slide on down. The Central Intelligence Agency. I want you to listen to this description and see if you understand where it's going. The Central Intelligence Agency uses psychological operations, PSYOPs, to influence foreign population and potentially domestic audience through various methods. Why would a PSYOP operation in our community be important? Because we have been on the bottom of the barrel of society for a long time. For a long time, whether we choose to acknowledge it, whether we choose to accept that some people have been successful, whether we choose to accept that many people have been successful. On the scale of equality, we do not match up. And it's just what it is. So there's one day that is waiting for people to be upset. There's one day that is waiting to happen where we, at some point, gonna blow our top. And one thing that cannot happen, that our top be blown prematurely by having empathy of another group look like us being dominated. You feel me? You feel me? So if you can erase the empathy, if you can erase the empathy that you would normally have for one that you identify with, then when the domination happens, because everybody sees stuff on the internet now, when the bloodshed happened, they just Africans, they savages. It says, PSYOPs involves the creation and dissemination of messages designed to sway opinions, change attitudes, and affect behavior. Anybody notice in the last few years since FBA had its existence that all it does is attack Haitians, Africans, or sometimes Mexicans, but majority, it's the people that look like them. The same people that was Pan-Africanism, that was Pan-Africanist in 2015, now they FBA. Look at Doggy Diamonds, a hip-hop head. Talking about, I'm FBA. What? That's my man, but I gotta be clear. Look at Lord Jamal. I'm God body. I'm brand Nubian. Nubia, last time I checked, was in the Nile Valley. Now he FBA. You can't tell me that this ain't no PSYOP operation. You can't tell me that. I've watched these people growing up. Brand Nubian is my hip-hop heroes at one point. You can't, what's up, Thurman Smart? You can't tell me that this is not an operation. Doggy Diamonds, one of my blogger heroes at one point. Continue to be a great influence. Continue to be influence on me, have great impact on me. But come on now. How do we get to the age of a half a hundred, 40 to a half a hundred, and start talking about, I'm FBA? What in the world, what type of PSYOP and influence that is that strong that you wait till you a half a hundred and then take an acronym for identity? Come on, man. You wait till you a half a hundred to take an acronym for identity. Come on, man. Make it make sense. This is the PSYOP program to make you have a disconnect for African people. So when it ain't if. So when the bloodshed happened, you will have no empathy. You will not be frustrated. You will not be angry, because guess what? You have already been seasoned to dislike your own brothers and your own sisters. So the little African baby that becomes a casualty, you don't feel nothing. See, that's what happened in Germany. In Germany, this same sort of propaganda, different time, different type propaganda, but propaganda still. The same type of propaganda was done. So when they seen these European Jews laying all over the place, the public could step right over them and act like it wasn't nothing. You follow me? The CIA PSYOP's efforts can be overt, covert, or clandestine, utilizing a range of techniques including propaganda, misinformation, and social media manipulation. Family, everything you see on social media, especially with these people that's been doing this for years, these people don't have, listen, family, these people don't have a normal life. You know, YouTube, let me have a conversation with you. You know, YouTube was first instituted for the regular everyday person to turn on something and share digital messages or share digital stories or share digital clips or whatever the case may be. How did it get to a point? Now, I understand that people like newscasters or sportscasters like the Shannon Sharps, I understand them crossing over to this. I understand the Willie D's. I understand all that. But how is it that a person who never had any success on any screen now act as if social media is a success for them, when in fact, when you look close, it ain't nothing but propaganda. This it's crazy to me that people will perpetuate the shaming of people of African descent or people on the continent of Africa, and then act like they're social media influencers and act like that's a success. Well, that's called social media manipulation. That's what that's called. Here is more detailed look at CIA use of PSYOP. Types of PSYOP. Overt PSYOP, publicly acknowledging and disseminating information to influence opinions. Covert PSYOP, secrecy and deception are used to manipulate opinions and behaviors. Remember that point, behaviors. Clandestine PSYOP, extremely secretive, often involving disinformation and misinformation campaigns. Family, FBA fit into the scope of all this. Who gonna check me? Who gonna check me? FBA fit into the scope of all this. Publicly acknowledging and disseminating information to influence opinion. It fits into all this. Because when you really look at it, FBA ain't got no meat on the bones. What is it? It ain't nothing. It's nothing. It's literally nothing. It's an internet acronym. There ain't no institutions, ain't no job center, ain't nothing. Ain't nothing. Somebody say the name calling 100. But the like button, GS is in class. Like, FBA is literally nothing. Like, even if you was FBA when it first started, I get it. But it's literally nothing. Like it's like if you were joining something of substance, I would get it. But it ain't nothing. All you doing is on the internet saying you FBA. At first, do y'all remember at first that FBA was about reparations? Now what it's about? What is the goal? The goal is to shame those of African descent and on the continent of Africa and anything associated with Africa, and to shame you from not wanting to connect with them. That's all it is. This is why they attack Pan-Africanism, because Pan-Africanism mean that we all unite. That don't mean that we all have to agree. That don't mean that we all culturally agree. That don't mean that we all fight for everyone else's causes and neglect our own cause. That don't mean that. That means we fight for our cause, but if I'm dispatched and I got time, then I help you with yours and you help me with mine. That's Pan-Africanism. But they try to make Pan-Africanism is dead. Why would one push a concept that sets us back? Just do your thing. But it ain't about just do your thing with FBA or ADOS. It's about move this out the way, because if they understand the power of the unified force, then it's going to be HE double hockey sticks to pay. Now, we're going to get into Traoré in a minute. The FBI term PSYOP generally refers to psychological operations. That's all FBA is. Psychological operations conducted by the FBI, often in context of counterintelligence and information gathering. These operations aim to influence the attitudes and actions of individuals or groups, often with the goal of gathering information, disrupting criminal activity, or promoting specific narrative. Fam, you cannot tell me that this don't line up. Because what other point is FBA? What other point is it for real? Huh? Just to say that your lineage traced back to a plantation or a cotton field? Like, what's the point? Like, for real, come on now. What's the point? What do you raise your children and say, yeah, I'm FBA, and I trace myself back to a cotton field? What's the point? There is no point. Ain't no reparations movement. That was the fake out. What's the point? Yeah, I'm FBA. I'm foundational Black American. I trace myself back to the Johnson plantation back there in North Carolina. We's was slaves. Some people say, he said, convince some people are okay with segregation because personal experience they all agree on. But the whole world isn't like we think. Most people think we're beautiful no matter what the roots. Yeah, FBA agree for segregation among the quote unquote Black African Americans. That's the FBA believe in segregation amongst us, but not next to nobody else. That's what they believe. They teach segregation, separate from the Haitians, separate from the Jamaicans, separate from the Africans, separate, but guess what they ain't gonna do? Separate from mum law. They ain't gonna separate from mum law. They ain't separating from mum law. Y'all know who mum law is, don't you? Oh, I went country on y'all. You know who mother-in-law is, don't you? They ain't separating from mother-in-law. They ain't separating from mother-in-law. They're not separating from all them European employees. They're not separating from all. Look, let me tell you something. I was talking to a European lady in 7-Eleven the other day, and she seen me with my fez on, and she said, "Oh, I like your hat." I said, "No, ma'am, this is not a hat. It's a fez." And we had a beautiful conversation, right? And I was able to educate her. This is a European lady. I was able to educate her on the difference of a hat and a fez and me being a Moorish American, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the same conversation that I would have with her, I would have with someone in Africa. I've had it with people in Pakistan. I would have that same conversation with anybody. But you ever notice FBA? Oh, they real docile when it comes to Europeans. See, I'm straight across the board. I'm straight across the board. I ain't racist. I ain't got nothing against nobody. I just believe that race pride is not racism, and we should have race pride. We should come together, and we should come together in small circles and expand those small circles and connect with big circles, and these big circles should have the same agenda. Get that boot off our neck. That's it. And however we choose, the more people we have, the more options we have to choose from. Did y'all hear what I just say? However we choose to get this boot of oppression off of our neck, the more people we have, the more options we have, the more ideas we have. I'm just saying. The last thing we should be doing is demonizing our African brothers and sisters. Anyway, But not this guy. Here is some of that Pan-Africanism. They spewed the hate towards Pan-Africanism because, guess what? When they attack a brother who's standing on business, as they like to say, Ibrahim Traore, standing on business. Now, people in America that look like him can pay it no mind. They can pay it no mind. They won't empathize with it. They won't have any empathy with it. They say that's them. But this is how slavery started. This is how colonization started. This is how our people got in this position in the first place. Because when the atrocity began to happen, the propaganda made it look innocent and no one responded effectively. No one responded effectively. So, 200, 300 years later, here we are. We stuck with mental slavery. Stuck with mental slavery. And we see a brother like Ibrahim Traoré different from us. And that's the sad part. And that's the sad part. Because we think it's isolated. We think it's isolated for Captain Ibrahim. This ain't no isolated incident. This is a repeat of what has always happened. This ain't no isolated incident. This man ain't do nothing to nobody. He told the French that your stay is up. He said your time is up. And he didn't do it on no racist tip because he still partnered up with Russia. Come on, man. See, one thing about America, we get caught up in the black and white thing in America, but in other countries, they're not necessarily caught up on the black and white dynamic. They really caught up on who I can work with or who I can work or get over on. That's the world. That's the world. Only in America is the black and white dynamic. I'm not saying they're not racist other places. I'm just saying, like, we lack power. But they stay keeping the boot on our neck. And they use these black and white dynamics to keep it like that. In Europe, they do that a lot too with the lower class, right? But when you're talking about people who have resources, when you talk about people that have power, when you talk about people that have influence, like Ibrahim Traoré, man, they not tripping about the black and white dynamic. They tripping about them resources. They tripping about them resources. And see, Traoré know that. Let me play this real quick. He know they tripping about them resources. Look, this is the propaganda.
People care about, including me myself. I come to your country.
The propaganda.
I don't care where it is. I am here to make money. That's just the sad reality. But it is the reality. Me as myself, when I went to Nairobi, when I lived in Kenya, I went to take. When I went to South Africa, I went to take. When I went to Dubai,
What logical person in their right mind will make a video just to broadcast that they went somewhere to take? Now, this is propaganda at its finest. This is probably an actor. This is probably a Nigerian actor talking about she went to take. Listen to this. And she says she went to get rich. She doesn't look rich to me. But look, Tariq Nasheed is sharing this because this is a part of the propaganda. This is probably a Nigerian a C film actor. Listen to this.
Went to take. I did not go to build the countries because in my country where I come from, I am poor and I left my country because there is nothing for me to do. I didn't see any ways of getting rich in my country, so I decided to come to other countries to take. to do something for myself. So unfortunately, I can't tell my African American brothers and sisters that when African people come to America, expect them to build with you. No, we're here to take.
You see this? This is propaganda. But GS, she may be telling you the truth. This is not telling me the truth. How is this telling me the truth? Anybody comes to the United States, they come because they want the resources. Anybody, giant steps. She's not telling me the truth. Anybody, European, rich or poor, they come to the United States because they're looking for something that they don't have where they're at. Why do you, like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm just looking at the propaganda that is being used, the terminologies that's being used. You know what I mean? I'm just looking at the terminology. I'm looking at the propaganda. But everybody listen. Trump buddy comes to America to sell Tesla. Trump buddy. Somebody say she's from Gambia. My apologies, my Nigerian family. I'm sorry. But I can tell that she seems like one of them actors. Yeah, so she speaks for 4 million African immigrants. Man, I know African immigrants here. Man, let me tell you something. They are hard workers like anybody else. They ain't taking nothing from me. Somebody say they get millions of dollars in funding. I ask you to prove that. I ask you to prove that. Show me. This is fun. This is funny to me. You know, for the years, right, I used to believe the propaganda that foreigners come over here and they get all of this money and all this money. But no one has never showed me the receipts. No one has never showed me the receipts. Oh, they come over here and they just get money. They never show me the receipts. Come on. Email me to Huckabee. Let's do it Saturday night. I mean, listen, I sit and I watch I sit and watch a lot of opportunity that pass us by. And I don't get upset when anybody try to jump on opportunity. I don't get mad at that. I mean, I don't get mad at that. I believe, have confidence and faith that this world is built on competition. And whether you read the Holy Quran in Mecca or not, in the Holy Quran in Mecca, it speaks of, I created you in tribes. I created you from a single mode, tribe, a pair, tribes, so you can strive amongst each other. So this world is built on competition. Why are we crying about competition? Why are we crying about competition? Now, the propaganda is, she said, I come here to take. I'm an African American don't think I'm coming to build with you. The European came here to take. So what? When are we going to come together and stop letting this propaganda influence us? Didn't the European come here to take? Not only did they take a little couple $100, they took the whole planet. The Europeans took the whole planet. Why are we highlighting this? Is it true that the European have taken the whole planet, maybe at least 75% of the planet, please? Is that true? What makes this more serious than the European conquering the whole planet? At least 75%. And I'm being generous with that number. What makes this propaganda more important than that? Huh? What makes this silly little drop by Tariq Nasheed more important than Europeans conquering the whole planet. You can't find an Eskimo-looking Indian nowhere. When you go to the reservation, those are Europeans calling themselves Native Americans. You cannot find no Native American that look like the pictures. Nowhere. Nowhere. What is this propaganda? Why should this propaganda move me? Why should it bother me with this propagandized video move? Why? It don't bother me. We just fall for anything. We just fall for anything. You can't find the European footprint not planted on Earth anywhere on Earth. And they ain't where they haven't dominated and took the resources. They done killed all the seals. Almost killed seals to extinction in Antarctica. Talking about. And then we supposed to respond to this propaganda. That's what makes it propaganda. There's a bigger crook. There's a bigger thief. There's a bigger manipulator. What are y'all talking about? Y'all tripping. We're gonna spend our time with this? Come on now. Come on, we smarter than this. That's what we spend our time with? Some lone person talking about, I come to America to take because my country don't have nothing for me. That's propaganda. There's nowhere you can't go where the European imperialists haven't dominated. Nowhere. GS, everybody ain't come to make things right. Make things right us. I'm not sure what that means. Man, Dr. John Henry Clark told us a long time ago, we ain't got no friends. And that don't mean you don't have no friends. That means you have to move, and when people can prove themselves your friends, then you can consider it. Dr. John Henry Clark told us a long time ago. And nobody want to listen to John Henry Clark. When he said Farrakhan was a fraud, everybody, oh! John Henry Clark said, we ain't got no friends, but he was a Pan-Africanist. So he didn't close the door. You gotta think, family. He was a Pan-Africanist. When he said we ain't got no friends, he was talking about us here, but he also was a Pan-Africanist. You gotta think. When people can show you that they're your friends, European, Asiatic or otherwise, then you take it from there. I'm getting worked up today. After they couldn't find anything against me, Traoré said, they came up with label me a petty thief of my own resources. I am mining as an asset for my people of Burkina Faso. Same antics that was used against the late General Gaddafi. If I stop existing tomorrow, as a law may permit, my living has been marked as a point for every good student of African history that a custodian can be called a thief. If the custodian does not agree to chop, I chop. As my Nigerian brothers call it, I will protect Burkina Faso with my life. May Allah make it easy for me. Chop, I chop. And notice he said, my Nigerian brothers. That's called Pan-Africanism. And see how they put one of us out front? to go against us? Typical. Typical. And we fall for it. And we fall for it. This is typical European psychology. Man, no. This is crazy. This is crazy. They don't want you to see images like that. They don't want you to see images like that. See, they used to showing African leaders without this side. See, this is a real one right here. This is a real one. This is a real one. They want you. They just want to show you a African leader that they can demonize and call a monster. They want to show you an African leader. They want to show you an African leader that has slaughtered people. They want to show you African leaders that has slaughtered his own people. They can't get this out of Traoré, so they blame him for stealing the government resources, the people's resources, their own resources. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. There's nowhere in the world that that people should buy into this. No way possible. No way possible that people should buy into this.
Dans tous les CSPS du Burkina, pour que ces vaccins puissent être conservés et lutter efficacement contre certaines maladies. La deuxième partie, c'est les cliniques mobiles. Comme vous pouvez constater aussi, il y a beaucoup d'appareils à l'intérieur. C'est surtout au bénéfice des femmes et certains publics cibles, notamment la mammographie, les échographies, le traitement de certains cancers. Et je pense que c'est assez énorme. L'objectif, c'est de rapprocher donc les soins des populations les plus vulnérables. Voilà pourquoi ce sont des cliniques mobiles qui seront dans toutes les régions du Burkina Faso.
Now, because we live in America, right? And you see Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traore provides 15 mobile clinics, 36 vehicles, including 13 refrigerated vehicles, and more to the Ministry of Health. You see that like 15 mobile clinics. Burkina Faso is not as big as the United States. So 15 mobile clinics is an amazing addition to help the health crisis that may be faced in that people may face in that country. You know what I mean? 36 vehicles included, 13 refrigerated vehicles. That is big for these situations and operations. But we in America, man, 30.
Et c'est ça la vision, c'est de pouvoir donner la santé aux Burkinabés où qu'ils soient. Je vais faire une ouverture sur la période de paludisme actuellement qui sévit et inviter la population à plus de responsabilités, à ce que chacun puisse sensibiliser ses voisins. Je pense que la lutte contre le paludisme...
Now listen, I don't speak that type of French. Excuse my French. I'm just playing. But I'm just saying. I mean, that's right. He said Burkina Faso is not as big as Texas. Yeah. So the first thing he said 15 and 15. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Let me play this one.
Our country has long been in a very complicated system. Most of you who are young like me, we were born into this system. But that's not what can allow Burkina to thrive. Because in this situation, there are only two cases. Either we accept to fight, or we remain slaves forever. I told you, once. There are those who are slaves in their minds. They can only serve their master. And those people try every time to manipulate you. You must advise each other. Because every situation can be exploited by these enemies of the nation to try to discourage you, to demotivate you. So, you must advise each other and not pay attention to certain remarks, even on some media. Not everyone is obliged to be patriotic. You are the first patriots. You have decided to defend the homeland. There is nothing better than that. Those who want to support you, let them support you. Those who want to discourage you through writings, you must close your ears and move forward.
That's right. That's right. You can't listen to none of this propaganda. None of it. You can't listen to none of it.
As for those, we will fight them here. So, we must remember something. Recently, there is a so-called NGO. It's not even an NGO. Because NGO stands for non-governmental organization. They are not non-governmental because they are funded by a federal budget, by a state. This so-called NGO produces reports claiming that the FDS and the VDP commit abuses. It went in here, it came out there. It's to tarnish your morale. It's to scare you, to prevent you from being able to fight. No. Moreover, we are going to file a complaint against this NGO. Because people need to understand something. What is happening to us here? It's true that they have manipulated part of our populations in the Sahel here, but they didn't have that kind of weaponry. What brought such significant weaponry into their ranks? It's Libya. Who destroyed Libya? It's this NGO, the same NGO that made false reports and gave them to those who wanted to create a rebellion so that people would intervene and overthrow Gaddafi. And the powder keg ended up being poured into the Sahel. These millions of lives that have been taken in the Sahel, we must file a complaint against this NGO because it is...
Cryptonomics said Moorish World TV, the reason to also down Pan-Africanism is to also kill the fighting spirit. Most of those who were revolutionary were Pan-Africans, even recently as the Dallas downtown shooting. Exactly. There has never been a stronger fighting group in America against imperialism outside of the Pan-Africanists. Not ever. There was never a stronger fighting constituent among us outside of the Pan-Africanism. Never. So I agree with you 100%. Thank you, Tom. This is for real. There has never been. I mean, you can think of the Moors, you can think of Nation of Islam, you can think of Hebrews, like you can think, like never ever has the fighting spirit been implemented like the Pan-African spirit. Never. So of course they want to dumb that and make that something that it's not.
Responsible for these false reports it made to support this thesis of attacking Libya. They have no moral lessons to give us. Look at the world. Let them go defend human rights all over the world first before coming here. We are fortunate to have similar situations. In this world, you voluntarily committed yourselves. There are countries where people are forcibly taken, killed. You leave or you die. Others, even while trying to flee, end up dying. They don't talk about human rights because these people see us as subhumans. They see us as slaves. That's how it is in their minds. They have never changed their mindset, but it's up to us to show them that we are not slaves and we will never accept it.
And let me, in America, it's so unfortunate that no matter how successful one may become, no matter how privileged one may seem, people of the powers that be still see us as slaves. We are considered the burden bearer. You can take a Jay-Z, you can take a Busta Rhymes, you can take a Oprah Winfrey, and you can take someone on a corner. There is a psychological trauma that European imperialism have on itself, and those people who follow the theory or the concept of it that will always see us as a burden bearer. Always. Here in America, no matter, I don't care about how nice your house is, how nice your car is, how much morals and family man you might be, there's always going to be a power structure that sees you as the burden bearer. And that's another reason that the propaganda have to be super, super strong when it's come to us in America, because every worker, every person that goes to school, they're being trained to work for someone else. They're not being educated to work for themselves. From elementary school to middle school, all the way through college, and maybe 4 or 5 degrees. At the end of the day, you are being trained to work for someone else, the burden bearer. That's right. It's about the burden bearer. And what he's saying there is a bit hard for you to identify, because we don't see the atrocities that some countries like countries in Africa may suffer, you know, but or in South America may suffer. We don't see it directly, so we don't empathize with it. That's part of the propaganda. But here in America, oh man, we misery is bliss. Man, we like our slavery with our feet on the couch. Yeah, we like our slavery with pork chops, dripping juice off the pork chop. That's the type of slavery we like here.
This state of affairs. So don't be fooled by the stories. They tell to anyone who will listen. You must stay focused on your fight. Stay focused. We know what we are doing. And even now, the VTP commander told me that there is a human rights training session underway for group leaders and their deputies. If we make efforts, we know it's for ourselves. We no longer do things to please someone else. We do it for our homeland. And you are committed to that. Defend your homeland. Do not listen to those individuals. They should not affect your morale. In the history of the world, there have been wars. And during the Second World War, people organized themselves to defend, all over the place. But there is a country that could not defend itself, which had to come and take our ancestors to go defend them. And today that same country wants to give us lesson. The pot calling the kettle black. No. You are the descendants of those same ancestors who went to defend others, who liberated the world from Nazism. Today you are fighting for your lands. These same individuals dare to create terms to tarnish you. We oppose this. We will never agree. Continue to defend your lands. It is your wealth that interests these people. It's our gold, it's our minerals that interest them. Otherwise, why come and drive out entire villages to seize our lands? So we will fight and we will reclaim our lands, our wealth. It belongs to us. It's for us. It will benefit us and our children. I therefore encourage you to remember that this war is to free us from slavery. It's for our independence. And you must keep your spirits high, stay strong. Never give in to manipulators, to those individuals who no longer understand the notion of homeland, or to those people who come from outside, to try to subdue us through their terms they invented and their organizations they created to enslave us. Fight, move forward, do everything you can. Draw, as I said, from your cultural resources, from what you have been shaped by since the village. Draw from it and wage this war. Stay focused and stay strong.
Yeah. So look, so pardon me, I was into that. So I want to show y'all something, and I'm gonna just show you how this is. I'm gonna just try to get a little piece of this real quick. All right. So the person just sent me this. Let me say this real quick. Okay. The person just sent me this. I want to just share this with y'all real quick. And I'm going to just show you the psychology of our people here. This is a learning moment. This is a learning moment right here. All right, here we go. Here we go. This is a learning moment. So, let me see who just sent that. Somebody just sent something to me, and they said I just sent it. Did anybody block them? Let me see. I want to share this in real time with you. They was talking about the receipt about somebody getting grants or getting money. Let me explain this to you. Let me explain this to you. First of all, when you say that foreigners getting money, let's read what this all about. So this is the receipt that somebody sent me saying that Africans are getting money. Listen to this. The African Cultural Alliance of North America received a $9 million state grant on Black Friday, adding funds that will support development of Africa Town in Southwest Philly. AANA, a nonprofit that has provided social and legal support for African immigrants in Philly since the early 2000s, will use the funds to develop commercial and residential properties in a portion of Southwest Philly that has become home to many Philadelphia-born in Africa. Many Philadelphian born in Africa. The area will be from South 47th Street to Baltimore Avenue, South 74th Street, and Lindbergh. All right, pay close attention to this, because this is where we slip up at. The $9 million check came from Pennsylvania Redevelopment Assistance Capital Program, which provides Office of Budget Funds and cultural and civic organizations that boost employment, tax revenue. It's about money. That boosts employment, tax revenue, and other measures of economic activity. This grant is really a social investment. I'm going to read it one more time. The city have confidence that these Africans that is using this money they'll be able to recoup from employment, tax revenue, and measure of economic activity. You can create a nonprofit today. What is stopping you from creating a nonprofit, getting grant writers to build a town of your own? You are able to do the same exact thing. Let me tell you this. I don't know if they giving this money, but to me it looks like an investment. So it's given, but it's an investment because the city believe, whatever grant writer that wrote this, that they're going to get this money back. Let me finish. This is city, state, federal, and private partners working collaboratively with a vision. And that vision is the Africa Town Project. In other words, this place in Philadelphia will be able to bring people to African Town just like they bring people to Little China, just like they bring people to Chinatown, Little Italy, Greek Town. This is a city investment. You understand? This is an investment. You follow me? This is a social experiment investment. Hence the term Africa Town. Said State Representative Jordan Harris, who represent a part of Southwest Philly that African Town will run through. The plans for African Towns are numerous. There's a 16 million headquarters that will house the community center, banquet hall, a health center, the imminent acquisition of the existing grocery store on Chester Avenue, plus additional support on Woodland and Commercial Corridor, which lies within the designated area bounds. This is an investment. This is the city invest. This is just like, listen, this is just like when here in Baltimore, when William Donald Schaefer invested in the Inner Harbor. In Baltimore, anybody in here from Baltimore? Anybody? Press 7 if you're from Baltimore. In the 80s, there was this place called the Inner Harbor. And in the Inner Harbor, the boats just came into Inner Harbor and they dropped off their goods and they kept it moving. People went down to Inner Harbor to watch boats and da-da-da. William Donald Schaefer was invested in the Inner Harbor and made it an attraction. And now the Inner Harbor is a home to Baltimoreans that love to just go and watch fireworks, but around the world, people go and visit the Inner Harbor and they spend money. Giant steps is gentrification. Why haven't we tried to gentrificate anything? Why haven't we tried to stop crying about gentrification and let us gentrificate something? I just told you, Tariq Nasheed said, why would we move to the same place? We don't need to move to the same place. I can support from afar. You see? I just reported that. Remember that? Remember that? Right here? That would be gentrification. Should all FBAs relocate to one state? That is called gentrification. But guess what Tariq Nasheed said? We don't have to do that. So don't cry about gentrification. Why would you cry about gentrification when one posed gentrification and you say, we don't have to do that? Man, you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. Go look at this video Tariq Nasheed did, should FBAs relocate to one state. That's called gentrification. Tariq said he told the caller no. Like we can't flip-flop on these things. Even you can't cry about gentrification if you ain't trying to gentrificate. Anyway, this was an investment. Let me show you something real quick. Y'all got me pumped up tonight. I'll be back on Saturday. I want to show y'all something. I'm going to show y'all something real quick. Look. Let me show you something. This is 1980, right? Show y'all something. Show y'all something right here. Oh man, I'm moving too fast. 1972. The Civic Fund. Let me show you something real quick. See if I can share this page real quick. I'm going to show you something. This happens all the time. People be talking like this is something new. No, this happens all the time. All right, here we go. Look at this. No, that ain't no receipt. They ain't giving nobody money. That's an investment. Giant steps, that's an investment. They ain't giving nobody nothing. That's an investment. You got that wrong. Look at this. You call that giving somebody something? I'm going to show you the same thing here. It's just William Donald Schaefer. Here you go. Investing in Baltimore neighborhoods since 1972. William Donald Schaefer. I mean, Schaefer legacy right here. This is the guy that put a lot of money in the harbor. here in Baltimore. That's the guy. That's the guy. But it's the same thing. They invest in areas that's going to bring a profit. That's it. Other than that, but now listen. The AANA, let's look at the AANA. The AANA, founded in 1999 by a group of African musicians who sought to help establish themselves in the United States as artists. By the early 2000s, however, the organization expanded its goals to include providing social, health, and legal services. Why wouldn't someone want to have social and legal services for themselves? Why you ain't get the cheat code? Giant Steps, why you ain't get the cheat code? You mad because somebody else got the cheat code? The organization expanded its goal to include to provide social, health, and legal services. This is grant money. This is grant money. Start a nonprofit and get some grant money. But this grant money is going to benefit the city government. This ain't grant money just for you to put up your museum. This ain't that type of money. Listen to what it says. For the African immigrant refugee community in Philadelphia, this expansion was due to large in part of the influx of African refugees fleeing war in various West African countries, including Liberia, Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast. Do you know that most of the people that was fleeing Liberia are descendants from America by the way of being sent to Liberia? Do you know that? Do you know that, Giant Step? That most Liberians that have went full circle, those are Americans. Those are people after slavery that relocated to Liberia. Liberia is heavily populated with those who are descended from American slaves. Anybody know that? Press 7, anybody know that? Anybody know that? This what makes us one people. You don't know where we might pop up at. Today, AANA provides a variety of services that encourage education, community development, and integration while preserve cultural values. You never know where we might pop up at. The mission of AANA is to help refugees, immigrant families, and all residents of Philadelphia, and all other residents of Philadelphia. Let me say it one more time. Maybe I'm reading this. Let me read it one more time. The mission of AANA is to help refugees, immigrant families, and all other residents of Philadelphia. That means that you can access the resources too. Access legal, health, and other social services with special focus on women, children, youth. That means you can access the resources too. And the elderly in their resettlement process in Pennsylvania. Additionally, AANA is committed to fostering community development by driving structural change and transforming community. We work to empower individuals, strengthen community infrastructure, and implement programs that lead to sustainable long-term improvement and quality of life for all residents. Now listen, you might don't like it, but you ain't create nothing on your own now. You ain't create nothing on your own. Now, I'm not saying that they live by this. That might be good propaganda too. But hey, their mission statement says you can even get a piece of the pie. Giant Steps, if you're a citizen of Philadelphia. You can even get a piece of the pie. I said that could be propaganda too. But hey, they got the bag. Won't you go see if you can get a piece of the pie instead of crying? With that being said, family, I done spent over my time here. I hope y'all enjoyed this show tonight. I hope y'all go to the comment section because the FBA may come and attack me for standing on business with my family. You know what I mean? They might come and attack me for standing on business with my family. But before I go, I want to make sure that you know more about our brother, Traoré. I'm going to walk out the door and say a few more good things about our brother. All right? Let me share this with y'all real quick. Who is Ibrahim Traoré? Who is Ibrahim Traoré? 37-year-old president of Burkina Faso. Youngest head of state in the world. This can inspire your children. This is not no Obama here. This is not an Obama thing. Took power through a military-supported revolution in 2022. Advocates for African sovereignty and self-control of resources. This ain't Obama. This ain't the person that they gave you through a election in America. This is stand up. This is stand up, brother, right here. This is stand up, brother, right here. Thank you so much, Thurman Smart. Hold up now. No, hold up. Listen. This is a stand up, brother, right here. This ain't no FBA. What? Listen, this ain't no FBA. This ain't no weak old FBA. What has Traoré done? Expelled French military bases from Burkina Faso. Called for an African control of gold, cotton, and minerals. Promoted unity among African nations against foreign exploitation. That's called Pan-Africanism. That's called Pan-Africanism. So who said Pan-Africanism was dead? Where they at? This is Pan-Africanism. Promoted unity among African nations against foreign exploitation. Wouldn't you want to be a friend of Burkina Faso and get access to the gold from your brother for an exploiter get access to it? Wouldn't you want to create a relationship with someone in Burkina Faso or any other the unified African countries as opposed to talking about I'm FBA and these people are savages? Why you think they want to go in there and try to assassinate him? Because they want the resources. This is your brother. He wants to unite with you. But y'all sit up there and listen to somebody talk crazy about our African brothers and sisters. This man got a heart of unity. A protester holds up a sign that reads, "No France, the thief of Africa," as people gather to show. No France, the thief of Africa. Wouldn't you want to create a relationship? That's the FBA is the dumbest thing ever created. I said it. FBA is the dumbest thing ever created. Why do you think the European is running to trying to overthrow this guy? Because they want the resources, and he want to unite people in Africa and of African descent. What? FBA is the dumbest thing going. How can you promote yourself to be on an island when you ain't got nothing? Because that's what you're saying. I'm FBA. I'm foundational Black American. Okay, what you got for it? What you got to show for it? But you got alliances that's fighting for their liberation, and you won't step to the plate to make the connection. Nah, man, you can't tell me this ain't a PSYOP program here. You can't tell me that this ain't a PSYOP program. You can't tell me that FBA is not a PSYOP program. It got to be. It got to be. I would want to be friends. I would want to be friends with African countries. We don't have nothing as it relates to a nation of people. We listen to people sell us out. Social media PSYOP programs. People that don't even show their face. Talking about they the new black media. We got to be out of our raggedy mind. Africa is not poor. Africa exploited by colonizers. No, Africa is exploited. Colonizers out. Africa is not poor. So when you hear people like Tariq Nasheed talk about dirty Africa, they're exploited. You follow what I'm saying? And then you got people carrying on the narrative like the ADOS woman. Man, listen. Whenever they talk about people who are trying to liberate themselves and try to make a disconnect, man, they should be really looked at closely. They should be looked at very, very closely. You don't know these people. African people all over the world has been protesting in support of Ibrahim Traoré after a reported coup attempt. Many praised him for standing up to France and the U.S., especially after claims he was hiding gold. The protest shows strong support for his push for African independence. The protests have been seen in Ghana, South Africa, Liberia, Gambia, the UK, and the US. That's called Pan-Africanism. That's called Pan-Africanism. This is Pan-Africanism in real time, family. Let me blow it up for you. Shout out to King Mahdi. Family, when they say Pan-African is dead, this is Pan-Africanism in real time. Where is Pan-Africanism dead? Where is it dead at? When they lie to you and tell you that Pan-Africanism is dead, you show them this. This is called Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism is not predicated on some people in the United States that 1 minute they Pan-Africanism, the next minute they FBA, the next minute they Moor, the next minute they can't be Moor and not be Pan-Africanist. I tell you that right now. I remember they used to say the Moors enslaved Africans. Fool! And the Moors that was trying to represent the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, they couldn't even stand up to him. I thought Moors was from Africa last time I checked. I thought Moors was descended from Africa last time I checked. But these Moors couldn't even defend it. Then I got to open my big mouth and look like the bad guy. Man, we are one people. We are one people. And guess what? Guess what? At the end of the day, don't disqualify the Europeans like Russia. Don't disqualify them. And the reason why I say that, because Russia has always been kind of tricky. Russia seemed to be rocking with Trump on some issues, but then on another issues, Russia be on China. And now Russia supports Burkina Faso. So Trump might be Russia's little puppet. Not the other way around. Anybody notice that? Anyway, that's a thought for another show, family. I'm all worked up today. Man, listen. I'm all worked up today, family. I'm just excited that I live in a time where we actually get to witness a stand-up brother against all odds. And although I like what Gaddafi stood for, Gaddafi phenotype didn't mimic my phenotype or close resemble. Maybe he got my nose or I got his nose, but you know my point. The dark oliveness, you know what I'm saying? The dark oliveness and just standing like the problem that I have, whether it's the Middle East, whether it's any country outside the USA, why is the USA always in other countries' business? But we know why. And any fair person know. Man, leave these people alone. Leave these people alone. Why can't an African country be independent? Why can't they move on and say, we don't want your help, we don't want your assistance? Why is that so hard to understand? Why is that so hard to understand? Well, they trying to help the people that, no, they don't want your help. Whether it's taking out Saddam Hussein, Gaddafi, like you're trying to bring peace somewhere. Nobody wants that. But we know the agenda. So I gotta give a big up to the big bro. I'm gonna stop it right here, man. He got his alliances. And it is what it is, family. The thing is, America is the greatest country on the planet as we know it. But America, unfortunately, are sowing karma that is going to go full circle one day. You can't deny that America is the greatest country right now. I mean, come on. Many of us has been spoiled in America. Many of us love to just pop something in the microwave. If you use a microwave, pop something on the stove. Many people, you know. But have you ever thought about a country where there is no projected racism? Prejudice, where you built something with your own hands, you benefit from it, you eat from it, you are the sole authority of it. We in America, under whatever name we choose to call ourselves, we need to get some better vision. Because we really believe that FBA, America, is our comfort zone in our home forever. And when I mean our home and our comfort zone, I'm talking about this system. The planet is our home. But this system that has always worked against us need a redress. It needs a redress. Period. But the example that they're going to try to make out of Traoré will show you that ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. When they can accuse him of stealing the resources that's in his land, you know it's crazy. With that being said, family, peace and love. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to all the Moorish World TV citizens. Please don't forget to put a thumbs up on this video. Listen, family, don't forget to put a thumbs up on this video. Don't forget to come back and check the comment section, because there will be propaganda pushed in this comment section to try to undermine my point. My point is, if you hate or spew hate in this conversation against African, a person of African descent, Haitian, or any other variable of an African, one who is descended from the inhabitants of Africa, you just bought into the FBA SCAP program. It is what it is. Thank you for your support, family. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. Thank you, Thomas Smart. I be that more you gon' remember. Thank you, Thomas Coleman. Till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. If you a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line.
Crypto, Starlight!
They speak against me.
I'll
And I'm
be
speaking about the
coming!
prophet over Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back.
I'm a
See my
man.
rock on the mountain,
Tom,
Mississippi and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off trucks, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. The same people talk European how to bathe, and looking at women buying European hair. No love for self, but do the men really care? Hell no, cause they got a love for Europe. Whole generation chasing pills, weed and syrup. Yeah, they love Lil Yachty, Tucci, Gucci, Kodak, Amigos, Ross, Lucid. But when the love for the woman look like your mother, I guess they say it's all black when it's under the cover. Now Schaefer, I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. All you super scholars holler. This era for the workers. You ain't building on the ground, then you worse than a twerker. You look and sound good, but that's only on the surface. Probably working for the people. Now tell me what's your purpose. Ain't worried about your homie, but know that I know every mo that rock affairs. He ain't my bro. Yeah, you know I ain't slow. I seen it all before. How they try to kill the prophet, it was all for dough. And some got it right now. Don't say that I'm not down. I'm coming for my vast estate. I want my town, my sheriff, my stores, my.
That's right, global African supremacy. That gas, baby. That's right, global African supremacy. That gas, baby.
Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me on my podcast. Stop playing with me on my podcast.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
This is a sick Negro.
I'm good. I'm good.
This is a masterpiece. If this was another genre like entertainment news, this would have millions and millions of views. This is a masterpiece.
That's right, global African supremacy. That gas, baby. Got to have that gas. If you gonna